Hey everybody, Michael here, and this morning as I was checking through some of the PlayStation Homebrew news, I saw that in the official GoldHEN server, that in the channel called GoldHEN Public Beta, that there is a new beta version of GoldHEN for us to try out here today. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. Okay, and so this update came by Chameleon, and it was 2.4b18.5, and in this version added support for pretty much all the 7s, the 8s, and then a few 9.0x versions like 9.03 and a few more firmware versions here. Now there's also this feature that's included that says added game stats support. So we're going to go and take a look at that. And then there is an added date time auto update. Okay, so this should help a number of folks that have had problems keeping the current date on their PlayStation 4s. And then an improved bin loader server. So basically more additional ELF support. Now here is the full list of supported firmware. So a lot of these firmwares have obviously been known to GoldHEN for quite some time. Yeah, you can see right there, basically the 7s looks like they've been added, and the 8s look like they've been added. Now, they already had support for the 9s and the 10s, and I believe some of the 11s, and there was a beta that had 12 for GoldHEN that I mentioned here on the channel. But anyways, if you do want to get started with this, what you will need to do is to connect to Discord and then go to the GoldHEN server. Now, you can access this a number of different ways. You can just do a search for it and just search for GoldHEN server. And then you will need to go into the GoldHEN public beta and then just search for this message here and you can just download it. Okay, so I've went ahead and downloaded it. So let's go ahead and get this ready. And in my instance, I'm going to be using PS Free and Laps on a 12.02 PS4. Okay, so let me get a USB drive connected up. Okay, since I am using Laps with Lua, I just need to have a USB drive and I need to replace the payload.bin on the root of that drive with this brand new file. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in, and right there is what the name of that looks like before. And I'm going to take the payload.bin here. We're just going to delete it. We're going to go to the GoldHEN.bin and we're going to rename it, and we're just going to type in payload and press enter. Now let's go ahead and plug this USB drive into our PlayStation 4 and get jailbroken and test out some of these new features. Okay, so here I am. We're going to go over to settings real quick and then go down to where it says system, and then we're going to go system information. And as you can see, I am on 12.02. And one thing that I have already done is connected to the internet, because we're going to need that in just a moment once we get GoldHEN working to sync the time. Okay, so let's go back here, and I have went ahead and plugged in my USB drive that has the payload.bin on it, and I've also already inserted my Lua game, and so we'll go ahead and run start jailbreak here and give it just a moment or two. Okay, there's firmware 12.02, payload copied successfully. And right there it is. It says v2.4b18.5 test. Okay. Very nice. Okay, test session started. Okay, so this is limited to 30 minutes. So it looks like you cannot use it past then. Post-editing Michael here. This is what happens at the end of that 30 minutes. It says test session ending and a PS4 reboot in 1 minute. Yep, it rebooted the console. And that's just a great way to keep quality control, as you wouldn't want this distributed on maybe one of those AliExpress devices when this one hasn't fully went through all the testing phases. Okay, so the first thing let's take a look at is the game stats support. So we're going to go and we're just going to pick, obviously this works with homebrew apps as well, but we're going to pick a title here. So I've got PS4 Explorer in this instance. I'm going to press on the options button here. And if I go over to information, right there you can see it says PS4 Explorer 2.0, but right underneath it, it says time played. And you can see I've got about 13 minutes so far since I have personally been testing with this. And then game starts is set to 2 on this console. So let's go ahead and try another game. And we'll go items flow, information. And that one does not have anything inside of it. Now, I will say that if I went ahead and launched that application, going forward, all of those stats should be recorded. So let's just go ahead and get this thing loaded up here and see what happens. Okay, so it finished with the covers there. We are going to exit items flow now, and we're going to go back to information. And right there it says time played at 17 seconds. It still shows game starts at 0, but again, this is a 30-minute beta. But it is pretty cool to know that that is a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and start it real quick, and I'll report back if the number changes. So the time was updated, but the game starts isn't. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the next feature, which was regarding the dates and times. So we're going to go to where it says settings here, and we're going to go to date and time. And right here, you can see it says update date and time. An internet connection may be needed for this feature. And there is an update source there. And if you click on it, then it looks like you could just use Google servers, or I guess you can kind of just come up with your own, which let's just go ahead and try that. Take date. Oh, okay. That's if you want to set something that isn't correct. Okay, we're going to go back to the actual time. And then if we enable auto update in time, an update will be made at every GoldHEN startup. So we're going to put a check mark in that. And let's go up, and there you can see date and time updated once I ran it. Okay, that is nice to have. So we'll run that again, date and time updated. And I'm sitting here on a Saturday at lunchtime making videos because I love it so very much. So yeah, the time up there is absolutely correct. And then the last thing that was noted was improved the bin loader server. And so it looks like there may be some additional ELF support, which for the end users, there probably isn't much for me to show you there. Anyways, this was just a super quick update, and thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!